Hi everyone. Oh, gee. Let me just... The game music is just going. I thought that would be fine. Hello! Welcome back to me channel. My name is Mina Seiya, for anyone who's new here. Just call me Mina. Thank you so much for coming by tonight. So... We usually play Ace Attorney with a little group, but, it just so happens that just about everyone in the group has, like, some kind of previous engagement today and couldn't make it. Some people are sick, some people have homework, some people are out to vote and stuck. So, it'll just be me today, trying to get through with all of these voices all by myself. It's gonna be very fun. We're still in the investigation part, so I'm hoping that that will mean it's a little more kind on the voices, like I won't have to do any jurors or anything today. But that's just my selfish desire, of course. We'll just see how it goes. Yeah, I'm very thankful to have you all today. And we will be trying to see how far we can get. So, at least that's what I hope. That we will get somewhere, at least. Yeah, so I think it would be fine to just get started. We're not really at that, like, what can you say, like, important a time at the moment. We're just doing some investigations, some viewing pictures, cross-eyed bullcrap and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think we'll just move over to the game and just get started. And I'll do my best not to die. Because, okay, so we viewed things stereoscopically. What were we supposed to do then? Yeah, we identified the blood sample, that's for sure. And, should we... Wait, we didn't investigate everywhere yet, did we? We investigated over here. Did we investigate everything over here? I don't think so. That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn. Yeah.
It's so much to think about. Better to sell it and have a clear head if you ask me.
Well, clearly Mr. Winterbank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. True. Oh, wait, was that all? Okay. What about that fucking skull? I would... Don't just... Where's the snake up there? I never saw that. What's that snake? And there's like a bucket and... Yeah, we've investigated most of this place. Can we talk to these dudes? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just here.
Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. They really have a tough time, the British police. Indeed.
That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Yep! Okay. Okay. What about this dude? Okay. Let's move on to this place. Tanyu! Hi, my baby! I'm all alone today. So I have to do all these voices by myself. It's gonna be fun.
Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said.
So many, yeah. I just hope I'm not going to court today, because that means that means I have to do the Reaper by myself. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Winterbank dead. And Gina! With a gun. Hopefully not. Yeah, I know, right? Mr. Winterbank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him.
As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation.
Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Well, possibly. That's what we'll figure out, right?
Don't worry. If they're close in there, I'll find them.
Wait, no, we're supposed to move in there? Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's go! Let's go to the storeroom. See what happens. Okay. Oh, this is a dark place. Quite strange indeed. 16th of April, Winterbank's storeroom. Okay. Poor Iris. She's climbed up completely.
Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Winterbank's life was taken in this very room only last night.
Oh, the poor thing. Greggy! No, I have to voice him. Ah! Wait! Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. I saw that! You think a Scotland Yard inspector will run away since some jumped up little fence lawyer, do ya?
Greggy?
Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I don't know what to say to her. So, you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. Alright. List of people who runs away from 10-year-olds. Gregson.
I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
Hey. What up, mate? Just staring. Don't trouble yourself for dueling, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? Oh god, he sucks at this. I don't think that went very well. That was very bad. Why? Because that was the worst thing that's the worst thing you've ever said, Gregson. Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine. I told you not to get out of my feet.
Well, yeah, but I'm here to investigate too, you... And we have investigating to do ourselves.
Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say.
Oh, Hurley.
And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Yeah, definitely that. Okay, well... Shall we examine first? Or talk to Greggy? Oh. Just like a... What about this? Okay. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked.
Ah!
What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in.
Oh no. Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely, that's not what all this...
Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you.
Oh god.
We must check inside the box at once. Yes.
Iris is what? Oh, look at them go!
Ah! It was there! Iris' story was there!
Thank god. Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean... Of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but... It's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well-hidden frown. There's this manuscript entered into the court record. She writes on pink paper? Oh my god. She's just full of aesthetic, isn't she? Okay. Let's just talk to Greggy. Greggy's son. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Sure! You've got eyes, haven't you? Use them! That's what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, Grexy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain? Yes! Using her offer clout over here. Last night, shortly after the hour, 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police descended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officers doing?
Quite right, ma'am. Quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible. I've missed so much. Okay, so Iris Wilson / Watson, she's the writer of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Herlock Sholmes, sorry. And she has written about Gregson that Herlock has said that he's like one of the best officers at Scotland Yard. And because of that, Gregson's pay was doubled. So he basically wants to be in Iris's good graces because he might lose his job if she stops liking him. It's the idea that he has. I doubt that Iris sees it that way, but yeah. So he's making sure.
Oh!
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor. That's wise. Next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the wild gutter child.
Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Mr. Strahd, the hapless girl, is curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know? Come on, man. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No!
Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. Interesting. In a pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom?
And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. It's something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously. My personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. I doubt that that's your opinion, but sure. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Yes, you, exactly. Of course it is. Sure. Oh, oops, that was not on purpose. I wish I could formally skip, but instead I'll have to do this. Sorry. Misclicked! Okay. Sholmes' operation. Also, Sholmes is in the hospital right now.
Grixie, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he?
The thing is, okay, so what we heard earlier was that, he has taken so much caffeine that the anesthetic doesn't work on him. He's had so much coffee that the anesthetic isn't working. So, he doesn't seem to be in any danger, but, you know.
Don't miss your words, Inspector. Please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well...
Out with it!
Yes, ma'am! I love her so much. Susie to the rescue. They use something called general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body? Anesthetized? God damn it, that's a hard word. Is that even possible? It's okay, Ryunosuke sucks at speaking anyway. It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness. In the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
Gadali! Hello! Welcome to the stream! How are you doing? The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing if you follow my meaning. Couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I hear. And now that the OP is finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. God damn it. First he won't sleep, now he won't wake up. He is causing a lot of trouble for the hospital. I'm glad you're doing good, Gadali. What's up? Have you done anything exciting today?
Oh my!
I don't know if it's the anesthetic still in his system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all I can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. You woke up. Good job.
Hurley.
The moment he opens your eye, His eyes, your ladyship. I swear I shall get the word to you. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was enough for that. Let's look around this place some more. Can we look at the bike? Yeah! Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. You're still gross with those pocket. Okay, so I was looking at the art book earlier, the digital one that comes with the game, and Kazuya Nuri, the main character designer for this game and stuff, was talking about how he imagines that that because of the potatoes, Greggy's pockets are always full of fry grease, and that was so disgusting. I was like, I thought that was just a joke, but it turns out that's actually what it is. So he's very gross.
I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look!
Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. It's canon? Yes! It's so bad! Ah, I hate it! There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least, there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. Okay. Okay. Let's examine the gun. This is a revolver. A real one. Oh my god.
And quite possibly the murder weapon.
Yes, to take Mr. Winterbank's life.
What's the matter, sissy? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint.
Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. You has! He picked one up at a murder scene like a dumbass. I was caught with it, goddammit. And I've had issues with guns in the past, that's one way to put it. But anyway, we saw Mr. Winterbank with us yesterday, didn't we? Trying to kill himself. I shall have to take my own life. Yeah. That. It must be the same gun. That guy. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door in the storeroom here, it was in Gina's hand. That was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand.
Mr. Winterbank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. We know there was more than one because Herlock was shot as well. Is there really nothing else in here you can investigate, like this lamp? No? This is just... The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line.
Poor Mr. Winterbank. He was a nice old man.
If a bit suicidal, but... Well, he was shot just once, through the heart. Most likely, the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood, then.
Oh!
I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Yeah, she's gonna shoot it!
Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action. Let's go. Boo!
Okay, what's the color? Blue! Wait, so the blood on the calendar isn't he? So now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Winterbank's blood. Don't ask about this! I don't know what it does.
And it doesn't match your analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add the sample to the others we already have collected anyway. The blood samples portfolio has been updated! Woo! Cool. Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit.
Yes, absolutely. Lovely. I don't think there's anything else in here then. So these look like film reels. Strange. Can we like present shit to him? Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest?
Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
A most fascinating tale, your ladyship. Fascinating. And, I don't suppose... Would there be any mention of my humble self in the tale this time?
Good question. I can't really remember.
I see. Well, I'm at you, your ladyship. I just await its publication with eager anticipation. Yeah, don't worry, it'll take a while. You needn't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable. You're looking to be arrested, Sunshine? I didn't mean it like that! And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? I know, right? Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about this, do you think? Oh, great. We don't have to share Sunshine of the general public. Is he the general public?
In that case, Grixie, how about some herbal tea?
Cluck. He's so gullible when it comes to her, it's really funny. Delectable. Ah, lovely. Ta very much. I've really hit the spot, your ladyship. You don't mind sharing that, then? Okay, I do not think he's gonna show us much more. Let me try to figure out now where I'm supposed to go. Nope, you can't look at the plans. Sorry, illegal. Should we...
Oh, my manuscript.
Mr. Sholmes said he deposited it in the window banks, and he had.
That is so strange. What is it about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it?
I'm afraid I have no idea. It was just too good for the world. Iris, it's okay. All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose.
Oh, maybe. It's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines.
Yes, maybe. I wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. We know Herlock well enough to know that he would be the type. Should we try moving to the prison to see Gina, maybe? Looks like it was correct. 16th of April, local prison, cell 14. Gina doesn't appear to be here.
I believe she must be in questioning at the moment. Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Gina could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped.
Oh my! Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse. I know, right? It's like,
she scheduled a jailbreak. That sounds like something an innocent person would do. Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course.
Oh. He's not good with jokes. Ugh, you had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction. Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the way your words carry.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would just have thrown his head back and guffawed. Yeah, he would just have laughed. I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, anyway, looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Yes. Come along then, Runo. Come along, Susie.
I don't know why we needed to see that, but... Do we have any new questions? Nope. I feel like there's gotta be something about that ledger, but there's nothing there. Wait, Hurla? Okay. I was thinking he might be hiding over here. Green blood. It just seems wrong somehow.
Oh, there are all sorts of different colors. There are pretty pinks and purples too, you know. Like I said, everyone's blood is different.
I wonder what color my blood would turn out. Actually, I don't want to know. It's fine. Trust me. Wait, what did you say? If you let your concentration slip, you might miss what people say. Oh, I guess we could try Baker Street. Let's see if there's anything out here. There's still Scotland Yard carriage outside Winterbanks.
I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home.
Why, Irish, she's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more.
None of this is your fault, Runo. So please, don't apologize.
But
It's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them.
Yes, you're right. Let's do it. Can we talk to this guy? No, okay. Hello. It's already been 2 months that we've been taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. Shoop. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this.
When Hurley comes back home, let's have a big party.
That's a great idea. I'm sure it won't be long. Mr. Sholmes is very tough.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Okay. I really struck out for ideas here. I'm not so good at this. Can you tell? You're right, the bar. What do you make of this? Ah, what have we here then? Evidence taken for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was to hand. Yes, this is a ticket from Miss McGillicud's overcoat. I had a little diver turned up here with yesterday. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's the one for the box. Really? Really? Think you know better than me, do ya? No, I didn't mean to,
Bruno's right, Grexy. This isn't the same ticket.
Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. Of course he doesn't. So what's this all about then? If I might be so bold as to ask.
This is the second ticket.
A second one? It seems that Mr. McGillicud... It seems that Mr. McGillicud, in fact, had another article in storage here at Winterbanks. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruto. Oh, good. Because he's ever so easy to talk to. Okay. Got it! I figured out what to do. Yay! The ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGillicud's overcoat. Eh? You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just a music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examining it properly. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGillicud deposited another article here with Mr. Winterbank. Yes, I can see it written here. A small box, was it?
Do you have any idea where it is, Grixie? Any idea at all? There's another article belonging to Mr. McGillicud. It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be... Please, stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. Too much pressure. I'll lose my marbles. I will. I'll go barking. Don't be a dog now. Please. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. That's enough all from you, Sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it? So it must be out in the store somewhere?
Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
So the small box will no longer be in here then? That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time.
Oh!
There are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds even. You can't possibly know which one might have been McGilder's. That information's not written in the ledger. Rip my life.
Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case.
Of course, your ladyship. Of course. Very sensible of you, Sarah. This is getting old. Very old. Well, I guess we'll have a look at the store then. Ah! Ding dong. Ding dong.
I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Winterbank set such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set it out to scare anyone.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit too.
Oh?
Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind.
True.
Did you remember, Runo? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we'd better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. Yeah! I did it! I progressed the case. Oh god, that means that I might actually get to the trial. 16th of April, 5:41 p.m. Local prison, cell 13. Ah, Gina. Good. You're back. Ah! I'll have to figure out a voice for her.
The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful?
Eh? Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. Remember we were able to investigate at Winterbanks.
Oh,
right. She's so cute.
Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy.
What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying. That I did it.
That's not...
Gina, we came to ask for your final decision. Eh? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you, or not?
I must submit the paperwork now, if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you.
Right, I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. It's okay, Gina. Oh, right then. Blimey, give her a rest with them eyes, Iris. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tanu. I sip my water. Thank you. I'm trying my best to do her accent, but it's very difficult. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say.
We don't know yet, Gina. Mr. Naruhodo, and all of us, know that you're innocent of this crime.
Well, we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is. There are a number of interesting facts that we've managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Winterbanks that night. It looks like I'm gonna have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. And thrust it in Gina's face! I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. No! Can't do anything calmly when you're Yunosuke Naruhodo. Never! Okay, let me just present. I. Wait. Oh, it's right. It's R. I'm a dumbass. We found this in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Oh! Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Winterbanks show no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina? Who broke open the box containing the manuscript last night. Eh? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Ah! But why don't you tell us what happened, please? Okay. Well, let's ask about this. We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. That is, if you'll allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother.
Jenny?
Remember chugging, would ya? The representation papers or whatever they're called. This still ain't fancy enough to have a bin. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own.
I don't think you will be. I think you're lying, Gina.
Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. Yeah. Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story. It's Elias Sholmes' adventure, right? Well, it ain't be printed yet. So I figured, it's gotta be worth a fair few prices of silver, right? Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. Holy shit. What? So, you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did ya?
No. Jenny, how could you?
What? Wait! No, hang on! Of course I wasn't gonna sell it! All I wanted to do was find out if the manuscript, or whatever you call it, really was there or not. It's the only reason I was in the first place. For Iris's sake, isn't that right? Oh! We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. What?
I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Jenny. I just knew it.
Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you had said the night before. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Memphis lies, a lot of them. You just ain't realized yet. I'm telling you, that manuscript ain't at Winterbanks. Get to see if you had a look.
If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean, that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Aww.
Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you.
Alright, alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just want to know the truth, that's all. You wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest. If he'd really deposited the manuscript at Winterbanks. It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But Iris' thought ain't like mine. She's got a dad. Only she can't see him. That's right! Oh, that's so sad for her. I don't reckon that's gonna be Otta. That's why she wrote her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night when I was listening to what you were saying.
Stories about Daddy?
Well, it's right? She's writing it based on his stories? You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? So much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner! Yeah! His eyeball. Well, that's how I see it, yeah.
You're so thoughtful and so kind, Ginny.
Yes, and we never thought any different, did we? Look! Give it a rest, will ya? I hate all this chummy nonsense. Did you hear? I hate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scarborough. I can't British, can tell. Her accent especially is very difficult for me. I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves and that overcoat. Oh well. There's some very suspicious red stains! What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. Yeah, let's try... What shall we try? Shall we try the... Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket, Gina? It's the one you took to Winterbanks, isn't it? The one for that black overcoat you're wearing now. Eh? What, that? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it that would appear to be blood. Eh? Does that ring any bells? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, blood. And they all sound the same to me, these answers. Suspicious. Okay. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What? The blood, Mr. Naruto? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood that spattered from Mr. Winterbank when he was shot last night?
Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else.
Eh? Take it easy, Iris.
Boo! Don't move, Ginny. I'm gonna shoot!
Purple.
Oh! Oh my!
What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. This is like a... Is it almost like luminol, but like with some other shit in it that's so wild? Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now. Oh, that too.
And the blood has reacted with the chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
Uh-oh. I knew it. What? What are you all on about? The victim? What you mean? That means that McGill definitely killed the brickmaker. Ah. You're kidding me. Yeah, no. I was really hoping this wouldn't be the case. Now we're in big trouble. Now we're fucked. Because that means we get a guilty guy off. It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruto, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Will someone explain what's going on? Stop telling Alpha sorry. I don't know. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilder's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Oh god, now I have to do this one too. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. that's Yunosuke's inside voice of what Mr. McGillicuddy sounded like. But if you look at his overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from Mr. McGillicuddy trying to pull the victim on his feet. No, if that was what had really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGillicuddy's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. Wild. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough. But there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGillicuddy. Not surprising at all.
Mr. Naruhodo.
That horrible case is solved at last. And I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen?
Bruno, did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGillicuddy was innocent?
I believed. Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
A weapon?
This is not fun. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson.
You mean Kazuma-sama?
Yes, my boyfriend. Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. Can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie. Which is why we must resort to a primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's what we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you. Unwaveringly. I mean, there's something wavering in this image. I hope it's not your trust. Ah, my husband. I miss you. What's funny, Gina? Cool. Sounds like in this empire Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess it's got you into, believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped the murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learned your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. It's also late down your guard. You're at it. Take a leave out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one.
Gina, may I ask you something?
What?
I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial?
How many times do I have to say it? Rip him up and chuck him away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants and all now. Mr. Unbeliever lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? Are you telling me you can believe in me and after that? Not likely. I doubt it.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo.
A lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I trust Gina! Forever! I love her! I'm sorry, Gina. Let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Eh? Are you half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Yeah. Seriously, Mr. Naruto. Did you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born liar. Fifth just tripped me off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why don't you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina. I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you yet you realize. What do you mean? It's funny to think about how Susie's actually younger than Gina. The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. Eh? A student, I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking courtroom experience. Certainly he is. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. What do you expect me to say to that? Oh, she's a good kid.
Then it's decided. I'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now, after it's been penned with your name so beautifully.
They're what you like. You Eastern lot of, I don't know what you are. I don't get you. Yeah, that's my reaction too. Look at that. Her daughter. I hope you're enjoying this one-man show. I'm doing my very best right now. Gina's taking herself off to the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned all right in the end, I think.
Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once! Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice!
Mrs. Sato?
Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before.
What? Turns out it's like Van Seeks or something. That'd be so funny. Blimey, it's sharp, eh? Where the hell is this? Oh! Gregson. I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts? Like the art of stealth I heard so much about. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector.
Rexy?
Oh dear me! I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, eh. Eh. Eh.
Oh dear, that did not make a noise. Strange. Thanks for following the channel. I'm not sure why it didn't make a noise. Why are you like this, Mr. Alertbucks? Oh well, I'll figure it out later. Oh wait, is it because it's... Nan-da-dan! There it is. Thank you so much for following.
How long have you been there listening in on our conversation?
Good grief! Listen it in? No. I just got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived. This very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is? Nothing untoward, nothing at all. Hello. Oh hey, I can see now. Hello, hey! That message is a bit hard to read on the black background. Hello, is it supposed to be like Ace or Axe? How do you say it? What do you, just let me know what you want to be called. And I'll do my best to remember it. After hours? Is it that late already? So then, I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best, bye and bye. That's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. cute duck. That's a duck.
Oh! But I wanted to have a chat.
Yeah, it's a cute duck. I love my duck. I'm terribly sorry, but Lawand? Is that how you say it? That. I'm not good at pronunciation. Let me know if that's correct. I'm terribly sorry, but time is present at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
I don't get in this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with Shoppish. Like Strongheart will, probably kill you.
Emergency?
Like, okay. Does this look like a guy? Where is he? Does this look like a guy who would be very kind to you if you made a mistake? Just saying. Like they could not have made a character that says harder. I am the evilest person in the room. Ace, I'm really sorry. I'm very, very, very sorry. I am horrible at pronunciation. You should have seen me trying to speak British earlier. That was horrifying. I apologize.
Emergency?
Lord Strongheart? Nothing. How can I say anything? Anyway, I'm off. He could step on me. I mean, he's quite tall. He could definitely step on you. He would.
Alright, Grixie. If you have to. But let's chat soon.
Delighted. Charmed. Can't wait. If you please. My pleasure. That's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere. I don't know how...
Grixie's so funny. He says such silly things.
It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. Yeah, he's like, you can calculate it yourself. I think he's 96 centimeters tall, if I believe. You can calculate that yourself. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. He is the tallest character in Ace Attorney on a shared first place with Professor Means from Dual Destinies.
I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Settle.
Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Nanhoda. I shall meet you there later.
Alright, see ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And so our investigation came to an end. Sato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Sato-san would be leaving Britain and marking her way back to Japan. Aww. 16th of April, 11:13 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy.
Naruhodo-san. It's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted.
What about you, Sato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mrs. Sholmes was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. All in the bag of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon.
Thank you for your kind words.
Big sad.
I wonder why it is. There's so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the words to express any of them.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow.
One final task? What's that?
It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we've managed to establish this office. I was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret.
I'm so sorry, Sato-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
Aww. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something.
And what would that be?
It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities.
Facets?
And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of the total facets. And what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on, for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. That sounds like foreshadowing.
Naruhodo-san.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much.
Why does she look sad when she says, "Stop that, stop that"? Sorry? What?
Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant.
She's so sweet. She's an angel. I love her. You know what time you'll leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m.
She's barely gonna get any sleep. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not.
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but...
Every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you'll find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try.
Aw. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What do you mean?
Oh my! I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this.
Oh, her Mary Poppins book! What is that? Some huge bundle of documents.
It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
The McGilded case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windibank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you.
With everything else she's had to think about, Sato-san still managed to do this. And all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting.
It was my pleasure.
She can read. He just thinks out loud. He doesn't have an inside voice.
I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina.
Thank you so much, Sato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. Wait, is Iris gonna be your Sasato then? Who knows? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Aww.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there.
Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself.
Oh, come on, I can read it. You, for some reason, he thinks out loud and can't hear at the same time. Okay, thank you. Well,
it's getting rather late.
Yeah, let me just check that out. Victim found deceased on the last scheduled omnibus of the day after stab wound to the abdomen. Mason Milverton. Okay, that's his full name then. Brickmaker, domicile the east end of London. Defendant maximum persecution. Okay. Conviction was assured with a free eyewitness testimony. However, a surprise fourth witness's testimony resulted in acquittal due to insufficient evidence. Huh. Interesting.
I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san.
Yeah, she has to get up in like 4 hours. Rip.
I must finish packing up my things in my room.
Sato-san, I
wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night.
Wait, there's something I need to say.
Hiya!
Oh. What was that?
A secret. secret technique of mine. This is at a shutdown.
Shutdown?
Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears.
Oh. His mission is blurring too. Sato-san. Oh. They've become the goodest of friends, and it's hell. So it hurts. It hurts. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. Yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. And as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind, eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Oh. Oh. Oh, don't hurt me like this. It's so painful. 17th of April, the small hours, St. Sinners Hospital, ward 3. Okay. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Oh, okay. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. That's probably Susie he's talking to. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. Yeah. My dear madam. Interesting conversation. To be continued. Yes. Okay, that after 4 investigations, we finally we're finally getting to the trial. Okay. Let's go. When I awoke the following morning, Sato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. Wait, is the entire trial gonna be in one day? What? Okay. 17th, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to reaper it up. 17th of April, 9:32 a.m. The Old Bailey defendant's antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress. Cesardo, whatever you say it. I don't know. Ah, Miss Sato had to leave early this morning. She's already gone by the time I woke up. You're alright with that, are ya? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. That's fine. It's not that those Mrs. Sato and I won't meet again one day. Even so! But you, Gina. You only get one chance. This trial today is all we have.
Good morning, you two.
I knew it. Oh, my high's here too!
How are you feeling, Tinny? Did you manage to sleep? Meow! Wag-a-hi! Wag-a-hi!
Iris! What you doing here?
What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Meow!
I love Wag-a-hi so much! Look at the kitty!
Ah! Ah! Oh, Waggy!
Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What I'm gonna do?
Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Ahem. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Tinny?
Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. No, always take the good news first. I might not live to hear the bad.
Yes. That question always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there, please.
Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? The bad news was a weather report?
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port.
Gosh, yes. That would be bad. Alright then, so what's the good news?
Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, I should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
I couldn't give a monkeys, really. If only all good news cancelled out the bad. I know, right? That would be the dream.
And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. See?
That's a nice alliteration of a title. I like that. Genius. How'd you like that? I'll let him say what he want. See if I care. I can't, because you're covering your face. I love this.
Don't worry. Reno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will?
And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headline will be Discharged Diver's Dauntless Do-Gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Oh, yes, let's hope so.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How's that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it?
It's like she was still here. Today's paper has been entered into the court record. That's very ominous. But, sure.
Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I can shoot people! I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. And weapons.
I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but... Okay, what is in the newspaper? Okay, what is it? Okay, there's the case.
Pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. How awful. Virginia, I mean.
Tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver's Dauntless Do-Gooder, right?
Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger.
Bigger? How?
Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps.
that was a lot of P's. Protects planet?
Ooh, I can't wait for it tomorrow now. It's gonna be so great.
Okay, what else is there on this paper? What's that? Okay, I can't really turn it. Okay, what's this?
There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look! Ministry mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice.
For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of the world news.
It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
Communications are being intercepted? But how would somebody be doing that?
That's the question, isn't it? To come up with 3 different possible methods so far. I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Bruno?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. It could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment.
I see. Okay. The morning paper, which contains an article about government secrets being leaked to foreign countries. Huh. I guess that'll be relevant then. Thank you, Iris. It's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris.
Yes, Ginny.
Well, I was wondering, that's all. How about Sholmes? Did they fix him up alright?
Yes. The operation was a great success. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet.
Eh?
I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Subtle-son and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today, to prove that Gina's innocent of this crime. We're gonna do it. Miss Sheila Lestrade! Counsel for the defense! The trial is about to begin! Please make your way to the courtroom at once! Sorry. I always do that with the bailiff. I should stop.
It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris.
Light the way, Reno. Light the way.
Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. Sorry. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. Zoggy, don't keep showing him. I'm gonna cry. They never let you rest on what happened to him. They just keep bombarding you with it, and it's just like, whenever you see him, it's like, will you leave it alone? 17th of April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Okay, now it's time for me to do my best as the Reaper. It's gonna be good. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. It's gonna take a while. Lord Venseeks. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are, again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? It's like, why are you acting out? Oh my god. No. In what one might describe as your former life, 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters of concern with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today, you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
Miss McGilded, we defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Thank you for the riveting commentary. Yes, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you. Magnus McGilded. If I know what monster he was, I never would have defended him. And that was probably exactly why you were asked to defend him, don't you think? And secondly, even more loathsome. Those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies, only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confident tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. The Nipponese. What? Did you really just say that? I know, right? Did you really?
He means you now, Nuno.
Thank you. I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? Like, that sounds oddly specific. What? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Venseek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? Or someone else? Maybe his ex-boyfriend was just... I'm sorry. An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Venseeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. No, jurors. The 6 of you have been selected at random. Oh god! I forgot! I forgot who's here today! To represent the will of the people in this trial. Here we go. There he is! On the right! Why are there only 5 people in this town? We've seen 5 of these before. The only guy who's new is juror 3. Oh my god. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Former lieutenant of the British Army here. Don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready.
Clean cockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think.
Oh, yeah, this guy. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop! What? And here he is. That's the Russian revolutionary from case 2! Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. Would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Who's the mouse? Why does he have a mouse?
Is something wrong, Bruno?
Oh, not exactly. It's just... There's a lot of familiar people here. I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Yeah, basically the only one we don't recognize is number 3.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they?
No.
But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know?
So I've been led to believe, but I think it's a lie. But something tells me I'm being duped. I do like this though, because like, it's a way for them to like save on models, but I just find it so hilarious. Like, it's a funny little in-game gag. Very well. Now, Lord Van Seeks. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. I'm not good at a voice this deep. I can't do it. The victim, Mr. Pop Winterbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. Yep. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. That's strange. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Oh! The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. Okay, the autopsy as well. And the crime scene photo, yeah. Nice! Okay. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say.
Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway?
She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End.
Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell! We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Sure. Oh, I need my list, do I? Malern Nipponese. Friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. We're fucked. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick-purse, or cold-hearted killer. He is to establishing the truth. The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Seeks. At once, my lord. Okay. Uh-huh. This isn't good.
I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Reno.
I think that's because it has. Whoosh! I love when he does that. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Winterbank on 16th of April this year. Okay, so I think I will take a short break. I'll be right back. I just need to refresh and get some more drink because I'm dying. I'll be right back. See you guys soon. Hello. I have returned. So nice to have you all here today. I'll see how long I can keep going. This is a lot. This is a lot for one person. And now there's also these two oh god damn it. Luigi and Mario and Gregson. Luigi, Mario, and Gregson. Like, why does he look not at all out of place with these two dumbasses? Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie.
There's Ringo Shulkin. Occupation is him. Same as him.
Tobias Gregson. Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We're what they call the Free Skulking Brothers. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't love me with you lot. I love this. Oh, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through?
It's our old approve. Lost contact with him we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital.
And then last night, we come across you. The very spit of the bloke. And that right, Ringo?
He is, Nash. He is. The very spit of him.
So the joke is that their names are apple and pear in Japanese, and they have apples and pears. I find it really funny that for some reason, of course they changed the last names to Skulkin, right? In Japanese they were Chimpira, which Chimpira means like a delinquent or like a petty criminal, basically. So they changed that, but they kept the names Japanese puns still. But why? It's fine. So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call you Big Bruv Sulky. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Skulkin. And that's before he's run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Grace. No! No! Judge, don't fall for it! Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skulking brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Ah! Thieves are they, these three? No, my lord. Beg your pardon, but please don't lumber you with this lot. 2 nights ago, these 2 brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove! You mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence. Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. That's wild. Like, that's wild. Order! Order! I'm not good at this all by myself. The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceeding, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these jets on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulky, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question, and what exactly you saw. Happy to. Cause Skulkin's never skulking. What? Get out of it. Get out of here. Go away. Witness testimony. Okay. Illegal entry. Isn't it called unlawful? Just being pedantic at this point. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. Once we got inside, Cor blimey lummy, we had a gunshot from the back room. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left them there nice and quiet. Okay. A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom for the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within, only the victim and the accused were found. Okay. I must say, that does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes.
What's the matter, Reno?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. Yeah, like they were the 2 people who were running, right? Like, at the very least, one of them must have shot Herlock, right? Because that could not have been Gina. If you're really saying that that gun that is in Gina's hand shot Windibank, she couldn't have shot anyone else, because it only had the one. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Can't believe it. Can't believe they would lie to me like that. Can't believe they would lie. Okay, let's just press them on everything for now. The front door of Windibank's was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been around 1. Right, Ringo? Yeah, I say so. Right, it's okay. How would I know? Place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Oh, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? Oh, I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker? Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim. That is pure conjecture. Ha, perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened. Okay. It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious way, they say. Don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself at the whim of thieves, does it? It weren't no whim. I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Ash, it weren't. Like we said at the time. You don't just find those orbs in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. It has to a bloke who looks just like a bruv. I said, cut it out. Those chips are getting all chomping today. Nom nom. Once we got inside, core blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yep, just the one, governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash. It was. Ain't that right, bruv? The firearm used belongs to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Winterbank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Winterbank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. Amazing. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. Okay. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? I mean, what other doors are there, Bruno? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Here, a dick butt. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there's only one other door. That of the storeroom. Man, voicing Van Seeks is worse than voicing Iris. Wow. I cannot go that deep down. That hurts. Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by. And the door was in behind a curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Yeah. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think. Oh, well, here to the rabbit, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose. You'd have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one or two ways to hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you. Thank you, counsels. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. We haven't done nothing. We never took nothing. We just left after that nice and clean. You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me loose lockets. So, with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say? That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Being some nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out of me loose lockets. So, you clearly like us to believe. Hey, come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night. Did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say? Ah! Why me, Governor? You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. It was. Why the bleeding aura? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun. At London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes. They shot the great Mr. Sholmes!
I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor that he'd been rushed to the hospital.
The great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Oh my god! Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. Oh my god! The prosecution invites his lordship to examine this firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle. As you say, counsel. Oh, the little mouse is so cute! The court will hold this weapon as evidence. The Skulkin brothers' gun has been entered into the court record. Okay. No, my lord, Nipponese friend. Yes. Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. What? For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny. Okay. Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there. However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. Come on. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Well, I do. The calendar, right? Right? Evidence that they fired that gun before they left Winterbanks that night. Alright. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that he witnesses unload a firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night? I mean, do we have it? Is it in here? Yeah, this one, right? So I don't think I have the calendar anywhere else. No, I'll present this then. The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth have you there, counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. What? Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein. Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? Yeah, it's this one. This one right here. What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed. The bullet pierced Mr. Winterbank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes that this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun to in the pawnbrokers that night. Ah! Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Venseeks? He's gonna yeet it. He's gonna yeet it. He's gonna yeet. 3, 2, 1. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? There it is! But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbroker illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Alright, take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. We weren't gonna get into the details. Don't sulky. Set the smoke spray. Blah, blah, blah. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Venseeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Venseeks? Thick butt. As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Ah! In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Winterbank at all. So that's it. That's your angle in it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't ask, we didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let's not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalog, eh, fellas? Aww. We're in for it now, bruv. I'm sorry. Voicing them is also very difficult. Now then. Let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that, if the thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Okay. 8:30, 9:30. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion. Rather protocol, I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, the respective positions are here and here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of fried tuck, eh, bruv? Lady like loves the skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? Hey, must have been just after 1, right, bruv? Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Oh, crap. Good lord. It's the defendant. Miss Gina Lestrade. With the no. As the court can clearly see. The accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Oh my god! Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take the photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. The photograph of Gina has been entered into the court record. What about... Ugh!
I don't believe it! Jenny!
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Winterbank. Died. Do you know Skid died on that day? I say, my lord. Who the hell? Who the hell? Oh! Uh-oh. Oh. Oops. Uh-oh. I hate when it does that. Will you not? This game. Okay, there we go. What if I might put in a word at this point? Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a ball of bullets to the Battle of May 1, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire for service, sadly. Of course, American never asked on the explosive chaps I got on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman. And what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together. You mark my words. One for all, and all for one. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garrett Squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, men! On the double! His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and I go for making decisions too. I think you'll find the truth is clear as day now. I can reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in the matter, and note your considered verdicts to the court. I love the way he said it. Yuzai! Like, he has this really funny inflection when he does it. Like, he is not... Oh my god. It's like, the great London citizens and the Russian guy. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
But Jenny didn't shoot him!
No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its rights to a summation examination. Oh great, that means Ben Seeks has to be quiet for a little while. Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. Shut up! We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Nice! Okay. Judicial findings! Woo! Okay. The jurors' contentions. All the evidence clearly points... Oh yeah, by the way, this is really disgusting, but he keeps looking at Juror 2, and it's just so gross. Like, I hate this. I hate it, okay? Like, can we just, like, ban him specifically? All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket. I hate him so much. You are married, sir. She is, As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission, a verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say, never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. I love the little mouse. So cute. The cutest mouse. I don't care that you're a Russian revolutionary, you have a cute mouse, so you're forgiven. The circumstances of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention, this print. Yeah. Take it from a chap who's seen action in the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh dear. Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed.
You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Yeah, I forgot. And those three bastards in the background. Oh, it's so funny. Okay. I really hate him. You're Mr. Not-so-Miss Landlord, Mr. Garrideb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, that's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? See, he keeps... I hate it. I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leanings to not guilty or anything. Oh my god, you little shit. Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garrideb house was the talk of the town after that business. I just moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tendencies. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You had to do rather a lot. But not for us, that's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning toward guilty here, obviously. Obviously, but honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and list to juror number 2! Good! Call him out! I hate it. It's disgusting. Oh my god.
As a housemaid, I should like to see filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated.
Oh, oops. Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. A place is full of beggars, pick-pursers, and crossmen. The scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those backsums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
I'm sure he'd love that. Mr. Holmes? A maid?
It's really quite unforgivable. Got a scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Holmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yeah, I don't know about that, my lady. I don't know about that, my lady.
Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement.
Okay. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. Oh, Jesus. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo. The truthful. Okay. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. Well, there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print as stereo, it can reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how did you know? It's fine. We just won't tell him. Let's call it lucky guess. Yeah. It never gets old, seeing two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Totally. Giving us new perspective we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. If I have left it in there, I should figure there's be a precaution by now. Ooh. What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. Oh, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country are considered to be doctors, oh no? Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So, what is it that you think you're left behind? Oh well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating someone yesterday, standing, went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Did he? Surely not! Exactly! Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't! So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern. Seeing this case to appear to be all but sewn up. I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've been sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. Yikes. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail Street steamers take more than a month to complete the journey.
Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You're well informed, young lady.
Hehe.
Oh. Our cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. Yeah, she's doing like transmissions and they're like, stop! And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future, stop. Messages carried over airways to 4 corners of the globe, stop. Excitement growing, stop. Atmosphere electric, stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy, stop. Driving technological revolution, stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope at the height of technology. What utter piffle! I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Sure! What's up? Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt where you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again, go on! I dare you! Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Absolutely. I mean, really? A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. Oh shit, she has a point. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know! Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously gonna have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, you could reveal hidden clues you've never even noticed before. What?
Have you got any, Runo? Any place we could look at with a stereoscope?
Yeah, like the crime scene, yes. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. This one, right? Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Wait. Okay, now I'm... Uh-oh. I think I might have set myself up for failure. I mean, I already fucked myself over, so... Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Okay. Oh dear. Don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works?
Runo!
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
Like the meows.
You know, one for the left eye and one for the right.
Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have from the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. Let's get things back on track, shall we, Counsel? Okay. Please tell me you're not a villain Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary from case 2. Revolutionary? Duh. I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor. As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like a vicious criminal. But I really just love my little mouse. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they're criminals only because of how they look. The Skalkin brothers? Duh. Maybe they went inside the pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all what I want to say. The Skalkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away.
Tell me
something, Iris. Okay.
What is it, Bruno?
The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes! It's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew. We just had his model and needed to use it, you know?
If I can change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
But we know that Jenny would never shoot anyone.
Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. I think the first one will be the maid and the revolutionary, right? Yeah, so this one... Yeah, I think these two. Okay. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord! Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement. Contradictory.
Juror number 6. You've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have a mouse. He's very cute! Can I just hit... mouse. Oh, mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skalkin brothers fled the scene of on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen, A-B-D. Sa? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me. I did not hear. Here's word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker. You thought it was a good idea to let this man be in the jury again. It's like a juror who is like not even guaranteed to understand the proceedings. Sweats. Oh my god, look at him! The little... So, you were telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? I said before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. No! No, don't hurt the mouse! No! No, please! Don't hurt the mouse! Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like a criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said, we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now! Oh god, it's not the mouse's fault though, sir! Please! Be kind to little mousy friend, I feel so bad. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be
Yes it is, Bruno. Easily.
Sorry? Oh!
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah. Oh! We're gonna use that stereoscopic thing to like see if anything was stolen?
If you compare the print to the picture's Jenny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey! Mr. Prosecutor!
Tut-tut, calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accuser threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Okay. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. Okay, so that's when the... Wait, what?
So this was taken after Hurley was shot, then? As far as I can tell.
It is...
Nothing has been taken.
But the lamp is broken. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good! What? You are right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue with trial. Yay! Yay, thank you, dude. You know what? You're fine.
Yay! Well done, Bruno. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand a new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Okay, now we present this to juror number 3. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. We can. Now we talk to juror number 3. Okay, can you really show up new clues though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Yeah, these two. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you. And it's this one. Yeah. There you go. Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Winterbanks on the night in question. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, Jesus. Yes, I see! Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the position of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the 2 images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly.
It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
So what happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally anyway.
Oh! Oh! Of course! Now I see.
Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have! Can you stop? Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me, please?
Have another look at these two pictures from Hurley's camera room. Now go on.
I can't do it! What are you gonna... Okay. I can't do it! But I mean, it's the lamp. I can see it without the... Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away. But now... Try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
Woo. Alright, I'll give it a go. So, to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap. Exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill prints from each picture overlap in the middle. I really can't do it. I've tried so many times and I can't do it. Wait. Oh, no, my eyes hurt!
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno?
No! I'm just not very good at this. That's the trouble.
Oh, don't worry. I have just a thing.
The only part of the game that lets you...
I happen to bring with me a portable stereoscope.
Basically, the game mechanic that lets you decide a part of Ryu's personality. Can he cross his eyes or not? I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you've had that contraption with you from the outset, you could have saved me staring at Mr. Winterbank and Gina like I hate them all the time.
And if you remember, I said in reply that it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Anyway, why don't we try using this helpful little aid now?
Okay.
Here goes!
Oh! It wasn't the lamp. Now, let's see what we've got. Wait! Look at that! Ah! What's going on with these 2 pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. They've been moved. The judge doing the cross-eye, that's so good. Yes, that's it, you see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of these things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope? As I said before, if you try to look at 2 identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the position of certain objects that lets you see pictures 3-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems yeah! Huh, they are like shifted a little bit now that you look at them side by side. Even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the 2 pictures. This shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
That's wild. Now hold it there, sir. You have a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I say. But why the devil does the shift between the 2 prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fella? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? I have the first idea.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is? It means they moved.
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appeared to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means?
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zookers! Someone tampered? New information! Stop! Not mentioned in the testimony so far. Stop! Yes. We did it. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in the summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. I mean, it has to be one of those two, right? Does it matter which one I present? I guess I'll just try presenting one of them. It was the witnesses currently in the stand. The Skulkin brothers. Okay, it didn't matter which one. Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy lockets. My phrasebook says dukes is meaning hand and Lucy lockets is meaning pockets. No! So they hurt the mouse! But this is another lie? Is that what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Winterbank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Mrs. Strauss' interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
But the accused is a pick purse. Come and gutter trash. I'll look any further for the wrongdoer here.
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact, worse than a pick purse. It's like, I have been had! I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? Thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Because he can't do it with his hands! I forgot about that. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. Well, ain't that neat. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop. Nice! It's 4. Are we gonna get anything from... Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury has declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done. Oh, by the way.
What?
You should hold on to this, Bruno. You'll never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. We're gonna do it more than twice. I think, at this point. Lord Van Seeks. You will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. Nice! Also, it was juror 1 and 2. Okay, interesting. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina's innocent. Wait, is this a to be continued? Oh my god! Okay, yeah, okay. I actually think that that should be our cue to end things. That is... yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Let me just change the screen here. Okay. Yeah, oh my god, that's perfect. Yes, because I am... I don't know if you can tell, but I am... positively dying. Oh, wait. That's not the way to go. Sorry, now it starts itself. Don't mind. Just gonna silence it and close the game. Alright. Let me just turn on some music in the background. And we exit the game. Alright. Nice. Okay. I am definitely never doing that alone again. I know I'm stopping a little early compared to usual, but this is too much to do by myself. There's a lot of voices in one place. A lot. And yeah, my voice is already starting to complain. And, you know, it's Sunday, and I think it would just be a good time to just, like, say ta-ta here for now. Thank you so much for everyone who came to see the stream. It's always lovely to have you guys here. As for next week, we will be back to normal days with DGS. This was just sort of an exception that we did it Friday. And we will, of course, have Minecraft on Tuesdays and Murder by Numbers on Thursdays, if all goes as planned. And then maybe I will be hanging out, chilling on Argo's streams, playing Tales of Arise. And those VODs will go to my YouTube channel if you're interested in watching those. They are very, very chill vibes. We're just kind of playing the game, hanging out. It's very fun. Very anime fighter. And I hope that you will come see those. If not, at least watch the VODs. And it was so nice having you all here tonight. And I think I will be going now. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Sleep very well, my sheepies. Good night. Oyasamina.